Welcome to Grand Sumo Breakdown,
the unofficial sumo podcast
for official sumo fans.
Welcome to Grand Sumo Breakdown. This is Ryan.
This is Jake.
This is Flerick.
This is Mac.
And we are coming up on the Nagoya Basho, the fourth Basho of the year, and this is our preview episode. We are recording this on a Tuesday, so we don't have official who is in, who is out. So anything we say is just going to be conjecture at this point.
That will not stop us, though.
Oh, dear Lord, no, never has, never will. Unfortunately, some of you may have seen on Twitter, we did not have any bonus episodes come out between the last Basho and this Basho. That is not due to lack of effort. We did record 1.75 episodes, and all the audio was utter crap because I believe that was Flerick's fault.
Probably something computers fairies.
Flerick, I think you can make...
Flerick, as our computer guy, it is his fault. But we have re-recorded one. It will be coming out either right alongside this episode or a day or two after.
Unless Flerick can help it.
I'm doing my best.
You can make up for it, though, Flerick. Tell us, how great is Bushlight?
Fuck that.
Ooh, that was the punishment from last Basho, but that's I don't think that one
over.
Rolls over.
Yeah.
No, it does not.
All right, and so as we did for the last Basho that did not happen in Tokyo, which happened in Osaka, we're going to have a quick overview of the city of Nagoya by Flerick.
Yes, this basho takes place in the fun city called Nagoya. One possible meaning for that name is peaceful. It is located between Kyoto and Tokyo, and basho takes place in the Aichi Prefectural Gymnasium. Aichi.
I don't know. You said one possible meaning for Nagoya. Do you have any other possible meanings for Nagoya?
No, because they did not have those in the Wikipedia article.
You've dug to the deepest depths the internet can provide. I completely understand.
A quick Google search.
He didn't go down any rabbit holes. That's a plus.
Yeah.
Anyways, the biggest thing of note of this basho is usually this is in the middle of summer, right after the rainy season in Japan. So it is hot and humid. And they describe the air conditioning that has air conditioning but doesn't quite reach a dohyo. So historically, it's a slippery dohyo, and we get some kind of weird results. Like famously, Takami Yama, which we'll be talking about in Americans in Sumo bonus episode, which should be out at the same time. That's the basho he won in 1972.
Ooh.
Nagoya.
One more fun fact on that one. I saw that you put those notes in there, so I wanted to look it up myself. You say that you sometimes get some weird results there. But the last time that it wasn't Hakuho or Harumafuji to win this basho was like 11 years ago.
Historically.
Yeah, fair enough. I just thought it was kind of funny. I wanted to see, because, obviously Hakuho has won pretty much all the tournaments in his career here. So I thought I would check. But Asashoryu was the last person who wasn't Hakuho or Harumafuji to win this one back in 2007.
All right. So we're now going to move on to the Bansuke. Just kind of give a quick overview of that. Nothing too surprising or unexpected. Obviously, Kakadu, Hakuho, Kisei no Sato are going to be your Yokozuna. Goedo and Takayasu are both Kadoban Ozeki, which means both of them had a losing record in the last Basho, which means if they do not have a winning record this time, they will be knocked down to the Sekiwake rank. And we have a Shin Ozeki in Tochi no Shin.
Sheen.
Ooh, that's right. He was 13-2, got the June Yusho at the last Basho, completed a very impressive run of 3 Bashos to begin the year to merit that Ozeki promotion. So we are all looking forward to see how he can do at this level. Ichinojo remaining at Sekiwake, and Mitake Yumi rejoining the Sekiwake ranks after one Basho stint at Komosubi.
1, 7, and 9. 7 and 8, I believe. So he had a long string of Akachi Kochis, and then he had 7, 8, but now he's back up.
Back up with a 9 and 6, and that's pretty much all Mitake Yumi knows how to do is apparently 9, 8, or 7 wins. Mm-hmm. And then we got Tamawashi and Shohozan filling out the Sanyaku ranks. Big jumper, we got Chiyo no Kuni jumping all the way up from Maegashira 11 to Maegashira 2 with a 12-3 record. He also got a special prize. Takakeisho jumped all the way up to Maegashira 3 from Maegashira 10. And we also had a couple of big droppers, such as Ryuden dropping to Maegashira 15 from Maegashira 7, and a couple others in there.
Endo's a big one. He kind of seemed to be injured, but he dropped all the way from Komosubi down to Maegashira 6.
Curious. I thought it should have been way more than just Maegashira 6. based on he was 3-12 effectively. He had to pull out a couple of days with injury. But typically, you see somebody with double-digit losses like that, they tumble a lot further than that. So I'm wondering if he gets some leeway because of the injury, or if he's coming from the Sanyaku ranks, they're not going to drop him down as far. Who knows? But yeah, Endo dropping down from Komosubi to Maegashira 6. And so we got a couple of division debuts. We've got Kotoeko coming off a 9-6, 10-5, and 11-4 records in Juryo. He's 26 years old. He has 11 years of experience already. So
started young,
started very young, and he's been in Juryo for 2 years. So he's definitely coming in hot, and we'll see how he can do at the bottom of the Maegashira ranks. You also have Meisei coming off an 8-7, 7-8, and 10-5 records in Juryo. A little bit younger, 22 years old. He's got 7 years experience, so also got started at the age of 15, and he's been in Juryo for about a year and a half.
They're the only two new guys to Makuuchi this time, but we also have a return from Onosho.
Yes,
I know
we do.
That's
Welcome
big for us.
back.
We're a big fan of him.
Yep, jumping all the way from Juryo 1. He won the Yusho race down in Juryo, and so he's up to Maegashira 11, where we've seen him get a 10-5 record at a similar rank before. I very much look forward to seeing him do about the same this time, as we know he can keep up with the best of them when he is on, and it definitely seems like he's on right now. But let's move into going into deep dive on some of these guys, starting with the man of the year, I would say so far, even more than the guy who's won 2 Bashos, Tochinoshin.
Even though Kakuryu won 2 Bashos, the man of the year is Tochinoshin.
Yeah, but he's a Yokozuna. I mean, winning Yusho, whatever.
It's what they do. Nobody really expected this out of Tochinoshin to begin the year.
It wasn't like
Plus,
he never had the potential. He just kind of it all just came together right in one go, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I guess he's winning the Yusho.
But also in that go, he beat Hakuho. Tochinoshin beat the guy that he was 0-25 against.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Also
That
has
is
a
really-
win against Kakuryu in this run as
Indeed.
well. Can't say he's beaten Kisei no Sato, though.
That's a good point.
But that's not saying very much.
Hey, Kisuno Sato didn't lose even once in the last Basho, so
He hasn't lost in an entire year almost.
actually he's put together quite a few losses.
Yeah.
He starts, loses a few times, and then he's out.
But we're not here to talk about Kisei no Sato. We're talking about the man of the year, Tochinoshin.
Whoa.
Yep.
If we want to go on a tangent, Ryan, you got to let us. You got to let us fly. We're peacocks.
Well,
However
clearly
that
I'm
joke
cutting
goes.
off the tangent and moving forward with the main storyline here. So let's stick to the outline. How about we do that?
Don't tell me what to do.
So
All right, fine.
Kakuryu, how's Kakuryu going?
Well, Kakuryu is actually poised to...
So as a new Ozeki, Tochinoshin has a lot more perks, doesn't he?
He sure does, Jake.
Thanks for asking.
With that promotion to Ozeki, he is now entitled to more money. He can stay in the Sumo Association for up to 3 years after retirement without getting a Sumo Elder stock.
Your sarcastic tone is really helping drive this point home.
He would need to become a Japanese citizen, however, to get that Sumo Elder stock. And one more, he got 900 cans of Georgia brand coffee from Coca-Cola Japan.
But I think you're missing the most important thing. He got to dine with the other Yokozuna and the other Ozeki. That was an incredible meal.
Did he?
I
Yes.
did not hear about this.
I did not.
Oh, no.
Tell us more.
With all 6 of them in one spot.
Indeed.
You're dang right, it's an
They
incredible
shared
meal.
a meal. It was a meal of the best guys in the business. How can you not consider that the greatest honor? You're eating with Hakuho. Even Kisuno Sato was there. And Kakuryu. I mean,
The legend.
They're all there.
I'm sorry.
No,
I
that's
believe-
pretty cool.
That is fantastic in its own right. But did you know he also got a parking space at the Kokugi-Con?
No.
I think we're kind of going fast over the 900 cans of Georgia brand coffee.
So yes, Flair,
I guess
please
first,
elaborate.
First off, cans?
Yes, cans. So it's actually pretty popular in Japan. This is where they have these little tiny 8-ounce cans of just coffee you can buy. And usually it's iced, chilled. And one of the brands is a Georgia brand coffee, I guess, from the country of Georgia. And lo and behold, Tochinoshin's from Georgia, so Coca-Cola.
word.
He is actually the best spokesman alive. I want some of that coffee. If I
Wait,
can
have
get
you
it.
seen his commercials then?
I think they're making it, or I don't know.
I would watch it. I would definitely watch it.
I would
yeah.
too. Yeah, I'd buy that coffee.
Did you know, as a new Ozeki, Tochinoshin has access to a private room when traveling. However, he did turn down the private room and bunked with Aoyama, Tochiozan, and Heya Coach instead.
You mean future Yokozuna? Oh, Yama?
I will never mean that.
Hey, can we go back? I have another joke for the parking space thing. Yeah. He better let his wife drive him there.
Hey.
A reference to Osuna Arashi being forced to retire because he was driving a car and crashed, and then afterwards claiming that his wife was the one who was driving.
It's an ironclad defense.
Yeah, exactly.
Ironclad.
Chio, and Chio were his defense.
Yeah. So I would like to mention the whole private room when traveling. I think that is a good sign of character, though, because I think a lot of people says, "Oh, I'm Ozeki now. That means I'm different. I'm dining with the Yokozuna.
I'm better than everyone."
Exactly. I can have my own parking space. Have my own private room. But he's like, no, that's I'm gonna keep doing what got me here, which is keeping to my roots, not taking anything for granted and still working really, really hard.
Lull them into a false sense of security, thinking that he's a good guy, and then he absolutely just destroys them on the dojo.
Don't discredit
exactly.
the class act here, Ryan. Come on, give the guy some credit.
I mean, no, I love the guy. He's absolutely phenomenal.
He might also just get really lonely when he's trying to sleep alone.
Yama,
he needs at least another 500 to 800 pounds of man in the room with him. Otherwise, it's just too empty.
At least for the first basho as an Ozeki. Let him get his feet wet a little bit there, then he'll feel a little bit more comfortable with the loneliness and the silence. Speaking of loneliness and silence...
Dang it, you beat me to it.
Tochinoshin was not getting any of that as he finally took time off to visit Georgia and see his wife and kid.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so apparently, he had a kid right before the January basho, which he won. And apparently he hasn't been back in town to see the little buckaroo at all.
Yeah, I thought he was going to head back after he won the Yusho in January, but no, he just kind of hunkered down and just I'm just going to work on my sumo. And lo and behold, he got an Ozeki promotion from it. So,
do you know if the family came out to visit him, or
I don't believe so. I think they just kind of FaceTime and such.
Maybe he just used that as extra motivation.
Who do you think sent the 900 cans of soda?
Coca-Cola Japan.
Yes.
No, it was from
I
his
believe
family
we
in
covered
Georgia.
this.
But yeah, regarding visiting his wife and kid for the first time since his Ozeki promotion, Tochinoshin said, "I was happy. I now feel what I hadn't felt till now regarding the responsibilities of an Ozeki."
Maybe he was just saying, "I was happy. I'm not anymore." The responsibilities of an Ozeki, and there's a kid. Oh, geez. Oh, gosh.
I need to get back to Japan.
I was happy.
Was good.
I was happy.
He also said about visiting Georgia that there isn't a single person in Georgia that doesn't know who I am, and everywhere I went, people were calling me Ozeki, Ozeki, and that was cool. It's daunting.
I agree.
Quote.
It is
He
really
does
cool
have a
when
lot to
people-
live up to.
When people chant Ozeki at you when you walk the streets, it's pretty cool.
Exactly. Yeah.
GSB champion Jake, GSB champion Jake.
That brings me back to several times that I've won.
I know. There was a cool video on the Sumo subreddit that was when Tochinoshin arrived in the airport in Georgia, and he had there was a bunch of people there, and there's a live choir just singing some kind of traditional song at him. It was utterly fantastic
With harmony. It wasn't people just yelling a song but there were multiple parts, and there was it was kind of almost unnerving, but really, really cool.
What else do they have to do in Georgia besides practice for their one famous person?
That's a good point.
I apologize to the country of Georgia.
They probably have at least another famous person.
Yeah. But Tochinoshin is not without some injuries heading into this basho. He did bang up his wrist a little bit towards the end of the last basho. And regarding that, it sounds like there's no serious bone damage found during the checkup. Tochinoshin has said, "My wrist is getting better slowly. The pain is almost gone, and the heat is okay. I have a week till day one." So it sounds like still bothering him a little bit.
That quote's out of date. We have half a week until day one.
That's true. Whoever put together this outline clearly needed to update it.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Of Tochinoshin quotes. Fleric.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to give scripts.
First, you hold
I'm
our
not.
audio hostage. I like that the storyline here is that it's all Fleric's fault.
Oh yeah, he clearly doesn't care about the listeners of Grand Sumo Breakdown.
Oh, for sure, I hate them.
Hey, you heard it here, folks.
Never mind, guys. I'm the people's person. I love you guys.
We
You're the
should,
best.
Anywho,
yeah. Let's move on and talk about the other guy who could be considered man of the year, Yokozuna Kakadu, who is just forging his way to Dai Yokozuna status. I'm going to say, I don't care if he's only halfway there with 5 wins. He's dang it, by this time next year, that's a Dai Yokozuna. He is not losing from now until next Nagoya.
I don't think you can really call anybody that until Hakuho is gone entirely, even if he doesn't win. But either way, he's still obviously on the hottest streak here.
Yeah, to give context to Dai Yokozuna, usually that means like the top Yokozuna, and usually the metric they say is 10 Yushos. If you win 10 Yushos, you're a Dai Yokozuna.
I wonder if they've ever had two Yokozuna that have won 10 Yushos active at the same time.
They might have even had 3, because Musashi Maru, Akebono, and Takanohana were all kind of in their prime right around the end of the 90s. I don't know. I don't think it doesn't sound like it's an exact science, but either way, we don't really know too much about it.
Okay, yeah, but it is possible.
Yeah, but it is the title that people give Hakuho.
Okay, so it's not necessarily 10 wins, which is
the metric exists because there's such a thing, like, has to do with kind of getting a sumo elder, like, whatever that Kabu
elder
thing?
license?
Like, elder license. Like, in order to retire into the sumo association, you have to get this kind of piece of paper that says that you are in it, and there's only like 101 of those. But if you get 10 wins or so, you get a one-time edition where you don't have to buy one. You're just in the sumo association because you're so awesome.
Okay.
So that's why that definition is pretty important.
Okay.
But going back to what you said with Kakuryu, I agree. He's on a hot streak. He's won the last 2. He's always kind of been in the race. I think he's an obvious favorite for this one.
Yes. He did very well in the Haru Basho, I believe. That's the one he lost to Tochinoshin, right?
The very first one?
Yes.
I believe, yes.
Yeah, and then he won at Haru, and he won at Natsu.
Hatsu.
I thought Hatsu was January, Haru was March.
Well, either way, we set him backwards.
Yep.
Okay.
Either way,
Ryan
he
had
did
it
not
right.
win in January, but
No.
he has won March and May.
Now you know why I've been saying the months of the Bashos this entire time, and not Hatsu, Haru, and Natsu, which I believe is the correct order.
And in another year, we'll get it right.
Not this year, certainly.
I doubt that.
Yeah.
Here's a question. So, Hakuho and Kakuryu, who is Kakuryu now a favorite over Hakuho
No.
to win the Basho?
No.
Still no.
No.
Well,
I
Ryan
will
did not take time to think about that one.
I
was gonna say,
need
yeah.
to see 2 or 3 Bashos in a row where Kakuryu is clearly better than Hakuho.
Like the
He's
2
had
that we
2.
just had.
We just had.
Well,
And like
where Hakuho is fully healthy. So I will give him one. I will give Kakadu one Basho of superiority over Hakuho right now. I
So
will need to
let's go
see
back
2 or
to,
3
like,
more.
2005, the last time that Hakuho was ever fully healthy.
That's true. All sumo rikishi are actually just injured all the time.
Yeah,
Some injured.
that's very true.
Yeah. No, I would say that I think Hakuho has been kind of injured, kind of half in so long. I think he has to kind of prove himself to be healthy. And since I think this is the first time I'm actually favoring someone not Hakuho when it looks like he's going to join. I think Kakuryu is the favorite to take the whole thing.
Think so, huh?
I do.
I mean, he's won back-to-back. It's pretty hard to deny him. He's been showing fantastic sumo the past couple of Basho, but I still think Hakuho, he's got a level beyond anybody else. And I think as long as his toes are fully healthy this time, and I really haven't heard anything one way or the other how he has been dealing with those issues. But
I have a problem with his toes because he was the one time in the prediction series I picked him to win, and he goes down because of his toes.
What a
And
jerk.
I bet you're not going to be able to pick him this time since you actually won.
I did.
Yeah. I will say about Hakuho, like his training records, we usually get some glimpses from Kentama Yama. He translates some Japanese articles and tells how everyone's doing. Apparently, he's been having really impressive records, only losing a couple here and there, like a day.
2 other Yokozuna?
I did hear... Yeah, go ahead, Flark.
No, I was going to say, mostly to people who are not Yokozuna, but this time he did face off against Kiseno Sato. He went 8-2.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, it was actually kind of cool. Like, apparently, they were training. They were like the 2 Heiyas were training together, and then Hakuho just kind of called out. Like normally, like the Dai Yokozuna would call up someone like, "Hey, you come over here. You're the one who's going to get beat up for this entire time."
Didn't he do that with Hoshoryu?
Yeah, he did that as well. Hoshoryu was Asashoryu's nephew.
Yes.
He got demolished to 0-3.
As I would
And
hope.
I'm sure he was sent into orbit for those 3 as well.
And elated the entire time. Hakuho did this to me.
But no, it was really cool because Hakuho actually called out the other Yokozuna, Kiseno Sato, and says, "Hey, let's do some practice matches right now." And Kiseno Sato was like, "Oh, okay, let's do it." And like apparently got really, really quiet, and then they just had 10 bouts together.
Oh, wow.
And
So
ended up,
that's something that can happen or whatever. It's just really rare.
it usually is not the case. I think I'm not entirely too sure. Like, I know they definitely do practice matches together, but I think they mutually agree to it, other than kind of getting called out in the middle of practice, which sounds like what happened.
Maybe he's trying to stir something to Kiseno Sato and say, hey, come on, get back in the ring. Let's go.
I think that was exactly it. You have a quote from him that said, Kiseno Sato has very little experience getting through the whole basho as a Yokozuna. I like him to feel that more and experience it. I hope he can overcome what crisis he's going through, and only someone who's become a Yokozuna can understand his state of mind. So it kind of sounds like he's just kind of trying to get him into the right state of mind so he can just start improving and get into a basho and do well.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't put it past Hakuho to be playing some mind games with Kiseno Sato at all there. But Jake, what are your feelings on Kakadu versus Hakuho? Who's the favorite in your mind here?
Oh, dang it. I thought I was going to stay quiet and be able to dodge it. No, I think at least one more time I have to go with Hakuho. I think I don't want to put too much stock into like the rumors we hear from the trainings and whatnot, but I don't know. I still got to see, a sustained difference in ability in order for me to like ever think that somebody's going to be favored against him, Mm-hmm. Like even if he only wins like 75% of his matches or something like that, he's still favored against pretty much anybody. But I don't know. I think Kakadu is they're about the same age, so it's not like it's going to be a passing of the torch thing. They're probably going to get past their prime at a similar time. But I don't know. I still got to go with Hakuho. I wasn't convinced that he's on a significant downslide compared to Kakadu after that one match last basho.
And I will head over to Mac now. What do you think about Kiseno Sato possibly joining this basho? It does sound like he's been doing training. Do you think he finally pulls the trigger and rejoins us, or is he going to sit Nagoya out?
I think he's going to sit Nagoya out. I think based off what we've seen, based off his now records against Hakuho going 8-2, that's still not where you want to be. You at least want to try and split that, maybe get closer to 5. Certainly not beat Hakuho, but at least show a little bit more gusto. So I'm thinking Aki. I think we won't see him come back until Aki.
I do think it's kind of notable that he did win at least 2.
True.
If he was in as bad shape as he's been the times that we've seen him, I would not expect him to get any wins over Hakuho.
Yeah.
But I still think he's not quite there yet. I still think he's got a
agree.
little bit more to recover. So my best bet is Aki.
Yeah, that's kind of my
September.
opinion. Yeah. That's my opinion on that as well.
It's been whispered that Aki will be his last chance. Like, if
really?
If he doesn't make it in, that's probably one. It's going to be a make or break.
Now, we heard this against Kakadu as well, because they said the same thing, where he had to perform as a Yokozuna or they were going to force him to retire. Do you think they're actually going to hold true on this one?
I think they definitely will. I think he, like you mentioned, I think before when we were talking before the show, I think he set the record of the most bashos, non-completed bashos.
That is true.
Consecutively.
Mm-hmm.
Kiseno Sato has?
Yes.
Kiseno Sato,
This will be his 8th straight where he will not complete the basho if he does not enter.
Wow.
Yeah. So I think they've been more than lenient with him. And I think, but at some point you have to kind of say, are you ever going to get back into shape? It's been over a year. It's if it's either going to be now or it's going to be never.
Yeah, it is a little bit of a change of tune from them, I believe, because I thought they had initially said willing to give him as much time as he needs, and I mean he's obviously taken full advantage of that. But I don't blame them at all if they're putting their foot down for Aki.
Yeah. I think they're just like collective and they're just super fickle and whatever they feel at the time. Like, we don't like slaps at all. That's bad. Oh wait, no, they're okay. But it's the elbows we don't like.
Yeah.
So, who knows? It might change. They might change your tune by Aki. But that's what the whispers are right now.
All right. And we'll move on to the second highest rank, the Ozeki. We've already touched quite a bit on our Shin Ozeki, Toji no Shin, but we do have 2 Kadoban Ozeki, as mentioned at the top of the episode. What are you guys' expectations for Goedo and Takayasu in this basho? Both of them had to pull out due to injury in the last one.
One shall rise, one shall fall.
And which shall it be?
Takayasu will rise, and Goedo's going to tumble hard.
And why do you think that?
I still think Takayasu has a lot in the tank. We've definitely seen him perform really well. That shoulder blast is still nearly unbeatable, except by Chiyomaru's belly. And the way Goedo has been performing and the way we've seen him crumble in the second half of most of the bashos, I think he's going to drop down, and maybe he'll mount a return, but I think Takayasu's going to maintain, and I think Goedo is going to fall.
Yeah, I think one thing in favor of Goedo, he's been an Ozeki for ages, and he's been Kadoban many times, but he's pulled it out every single time. I just went back to look. He's been just about 4 years at Ozeki. And yeah, in that time, we've seen him go Kadoban many times. We've also seen him get a 15-0 Yusho. So I think we haven't seen too many specifics, or at least I haven't seen too many specifics on what his current state of health is. You know, like how severe injuries are. Maybe it was something that he could have healed from by now. But I think that it just sucks because he's one of those guys who has shown us that he's got significant talent. You know, he's obviously gotten all the way up to the second highest rank. But yeah, I mean, we joke about him choking in the second week because it always happens.
Yeah. If not the first week.
If not the first week,
yes.
yeah. But no, I don't know. I think I agree with you, Mac, that Takayasu's more likely to mount a big return, especially this time around, because I don't know. It just feels like feels like he's gotten a setback, even though he's still got a lot left in the tank.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm kind of reversed from you guys. I think if anybody is gonna, I think both are gonna be Ozeki come the next Basho. I don't think either one is going to drop. But I think if one were to drop, my guess would be Takayasu. He had a more severe injury that he was dealing with than Goedo. He had to pull out of the full Basho last time, and we don't really know how much he's recovered from that. Getting some notes from Fleric via Kintama Yama, it sounds like Goedo's training has gone a lot better than Takayasu's has.
Yeah, they had kind of all the Ozeki faced off each other, and like Goedo looked the best. Tochinoshin was kind of in the middle, and Takayasu did not look good at all.
Yeah, and I don't know how much stock we can put into that because it sounds like Goedo always trains really, really well, and obviously that doesn't always come to fruition in the Basho.
As we have seen.
Yep.
But that's my opinion. Goedo's done this many, many times. Takayasu's come back from Kadoban status before as well. But I just put a little bit more faith in Goedo at this time, which is shocking for me to say, really.
I might also have a chip on my shoulder because he ruined one of my prediction points and he screwed me over in fantasy. So
that's a very long list, Mac. Who hasn't?
You hate a lot of people, don't you?
True.
Yeah, it's gonna get like pretty much where you just oh that guy's pretty good, but no, that one time he just disappointed me.
Well, hey, you changed my mind about Teruno Fuji. You were successful in that.
Oh, really? Oh, that's
yes,
good to hear.
I no longer consider him as an evil person.
Oh, yes, our famous is Kodu Shogiku, a dick debate.
Yes, it made me think. It actually made me think.
Yeah, all the signs are there. No proof, but all the signs.
That's what makes it a good theory.
Indeed.
You can't disprove it. What we can prove is that Onosho is back. He was in Juryo last time after finally recovering from his injuries that he suffered a few Bashos back. He had a 12-3 record, got the Yusho in Juryo, and is now back in the Maegashira ranks. Do you guys think that it is time for 10-5 Onosho to reign again?
I think so. I'm actually super excited back, and I'm super excited for him to do well. I think it was middle of last year or the beginning. Yeah, when he was kind of first rising with Taki Keisho, and they were kind of like, these are the two young people, and like they're going to be the next people to make big waves. But then they both kind of hit the joy, and then they kind of Onosho got like his ACL or the PCL tear. He had he had a knee injury, and then Taki Keisho just kind of fell apart. But they seem to both be up on a rise again, and I think they're going to do pretty well. I think he's going to once again get a double digit and rise in the ranks.
Do we know what color Mawashi Onosho is wearing this time?
Ooh, good call, good call.
No idea.
What did he wear last Basho?
I don't know. I don't think I saw any of his matches, but this goes back to one of the previous times that he was in. Was he Komusubi at that time?
Yes.
Either way, he had an awful first week. I think he went like 1-6 the first week or something like that.
It was his blue Mawashi.
Yeah, he was wearing like a navy blue, and then he switched back to his classic red, and he like won the rest of his matches.
Yep.
It was like that one day, it just complete light switch flipped it.
Yeah, and I'm hoping the return of Onosho will refresh Hokuto Fuji, and he will stop his slide down the ranks as he doesn't have really anywhere else to slide. He's down at Maegashira 16. Hopefully Hokuto Fuji, my boy, can make his way back into the upper ranks of the Maegashira.
You can keep going. I just had a point after you're talking about your boy Hokuto Fuji.
Well, lucky for you, I was done talking, so now you may.
We're going to work on our hand signals.
All right.
Before we move on, I really want to talk about Abi. Like, how do we think Abi's going to go?
Good question.
No, Abi.
Oh, sorry.
Abi.
Yes, I always mess that up. I personally think, similar to last time, I don't see him completely. I see him more closer to completely having a bad basho than a good basho, but definitely he has all the talent there, and I think he falls in the next basho, but just slightly.
He had a couple really good ones in a row that made us feel like he was over-promoted last time.
Mm-hmm.
He had gone all the way up to Megashira 2 from 7 or 8 or something like that. So we
jump.
felt like, last time we really felt like he was over-promoted, so we expected him to do really bad, but he did pull off 7 and 8. We noticed that there were a few times where he noticeably did not overextend.
Much like the win against Hakuho.
Yeah, which really proved that he is still maturing and is still rapidly gaining technique. So I'm hopeful. He's pretty much in the same rank that he was before. He only took half a rank step down. I'm pretty hopeful. I think that he's going to do pretty well.
Likewise, I think he's going to maintain. I don't know if he's going to do any better than 9.
Yeah,
I think
8 or 9.
Yeah,
maybe.
I would say 8 or 9 is probably where I'm going to put him. But I think he's just going to maintain his level at least until he refines his skill just a little bit more. He needs to learn not to overextend as much.
All right. Anybody else gonna deviate from the outline? Do some deep dives on your favorite Mac. You gonna talk about Chiyomaru?
Well, I can go on about Chiyomaru.
Well, too bad. We're talking about Juryo.
Yes, Master. Let's move on.
That felt nice to hear.
Don't feed into his ego, Jake. Come on.
Well, we certainly will not be calling him Yokozuna in the wrap up. I mean, we'll crush him again.
Hey, I'll make you eat those words. Talk about fellas who eat a lot. Let's talk about.
I think
we're quite a ways into that already.
Yep.
Let's talk about some of the guys in Juryo. Some of the favorites, according to whoever put this outline together, it certainly wasn't me, to win this U show.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
Are Takagenji at Juryo 2, Takanoiwa at Juryo 3, Yago at his highest rank of Juryo 8, Takagenji also at his highest rank of Juryo 2, and Mitoryu at Juryo 9. Anybody got a particular favorite in there?
Well, if you're going to be so dismissive.
I was going to say, I think it's you have to look at Takanoiwa when you look at this. He's proven to be a Makuuchi Rikishi before when he had his run-in with Harumaguchi.
Harumaguchi flare.
Whatever.
Harumaguchi scandal in November where, he took a few basho off because of that whole scandal where he and Harumafuji got in a fight. We'll use a euphemism there.
Exactly.
Is getting in a fight a euphemism?
Well, no, he got the shit beat out of him.
It was either a karaoke remote or a beer. We don't know. We don't know what it was.
Getting in a fight determines that it was a little more two-sided than the one-sided beatdown.
I just felt like it was worth adding some context because that's almost a year ago now.
Oh yeah!
Holy cow! It has been almost a year.
But yeah, so Takanoiwa, he's healthy again, and with most of the drama behind him, he's been working his way back up the rankings the last basho or two.
Exactly, and he was one of the people to get the you don't officially get a Jin Yu show, but he had the second best record in Juryo. So I think he's in prime position to do well and take the whole thing.
So you think we'll see him in Aki? You think he'll do well enough that we'll see him back up?
From Juryo 3, if he gets another double-digit U show, I think so.
Double digits for sure. Yeah, he might even move up with a 9, but probably not an 8-win basho.
Yeah,
I
would agree with that. So moving on, a fan favorite, possibly back. It sounds like Ura is practicing, may compete in Nagoya. I believe he's down to Sandanme at this point, or is he lower Makushita?
Ryan, don't toy with us. Don't
He's
do this
down.
to
He's
us,
down
man.
to Sandanme. I'm pretty sure.
Sandanme 30.
Sandanme 30 for Ura. And so if he doesn't compete here, I would imagine he'd be down in Jonokuchi or Jonidan.
Next below Sandanme would be Jonidan.
Jonidan. So if he doesn't compete, probably down in Jonidan. But if he does compete, cross our fingers, he probably just going to roll over everybody. Well, we don't know. He's coming back from an injury. He might have a couple of setbacks.
It could be one of those situations. Tochinoshin had one of these earlier in his career, too, where he had almost an entire year off for significant injury, and then he comes back and just rockets 4 straight U show out of the lower division. So Ura's, we don't know how healthy he is, but if he was at 100%, yeah, he would rock it all the way back up again.
And you heard it here first. Future U show winner and Ozeki Ura will be competing in Nagoya, according to Jake.
The pattern will complete itself.
No, so hopefully he is back. if he's fully healed, if he needs another basho off, I say take the time. No rush.
Oh, I would say it's definitely worth dropping down one more and just taking one more basho to recover and, one more rank to make up than coming back too soon and just injuring it forever.
It'll make his rise that much more epic.
And then we've got a whole host of guys that we've been following since the beginning of this podcast that are joining him in Sandanme. We've got Hoshoryu, ranked higher than Naya for the first time in his career at Sandanme 42, where Naya is Sandanme 50. Both are 13-1 in their career, and both lost to each other, I believe. No.
Actually,
Naya lost to Sato Yama, and Hoshoryu lost to Naya.
Yeah, these are two... Well, actually, one of them's a second generation, one of them's a third generation sumo wrestler. Hoshoryu is the nephew of former Dai Yokozuna Asashoryu, and Naya is the grandson of legendary 1960s Yokozuna Taiho. So yeah, we've been following these guys. They entered sumo at exactly the same time. This will be their third basho, and they have both just shot right up the rankings. The one guy that Naya has lost to was in this previous basho in May. He lost to Satoyama, who ended up being the winner in the division above Naya. So they kind of gave him some rough matchmaking. They put him against a guy in the division above just to challenge him, just to see if they could knock him down a peg. And yeah, the guy who won the division above Naya is the only guy who ever has beaten him so far in his pro career.
Yep. And also in Sandanme, Waka Ichiro is back up in Sandanme for the third time in his career. He has never gotten a Kachikoshi in Sandanme, but they always say third time's the charm, so we're cheering for Waka Ichiro to have a good basho this time. And another American that we are following, Musashi Kuni, is at Makushita 33. His highest previous rank is Makushita 26, so he's pretty close to his highest career rank. Hopefully he can push past that and join Juryo in a couple of bashos.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of interesting to note he's the nephew of former Hawaiian Yokozuna Musashi Maru, but he's only ranked 3 ranks below Ura, which is kind of weird.
I thought you said Ura was Sandanme.
Yeah.
I am mixing all this up, and that fun fact is garbage.
It's all right, Jake.
I wrote down the wrong thing. We're good. Never mind.
So Ura
he is substantially farther ahead than Ura right now because of that injury. I'm the editor. I'll cut it out if I want. Back off.
All right, and I think it's time to head over to Flerick at the news desk.
Oh, welcome to the news desk. I did not know I would be the one talking about this stuff.
All right, we always are.
Did we get a jingle since last time?
Keep working on it.
All right, Ryan, you're fired. We'll get someone
fair.
A little bit better at that.
That is completely fair.
All right, just some kind of quick hit news items. Terunofuji, the former Ozeki, is down Makushita. He is out for Nagoya. He had surgery on both of his knees, so it's looking like he's taking the time to get healthy, get his diabetes under control, not having hepatitis. So hopefully he will start to heal up, and he'll be able to get back in Juryo and be the Ozeki that we know he used to be.
And it sounds like it takes 2 basho to drop completely from Makushita, because I think Ura was in Makushita for 2 basho.
Yeah, Makushita's a really, really big division, so I believe it will probably be 2 more, and then he'll be down in Sandanme. And I think Sandanme is another 2 drops he can do as well. I'm not entirely sure. But
we'll find out.
But he's getting some surgery, and he's hopefully going to get better. Other news, we have Ikioi. He announced his wedding date to pro golfer Mamamiko Higa. So, unfortunately, guys and gals...
Sorry.
Please, no. I believe we've had a rule since the beginning, no ABBA.
Also, it's Mamiko. So you just threw in a completely extra syllable.
And
That's
yet
fine.
you
I don't know how to
rolled
read.
with it. It's okay, Flair.
That was the real reason we started this podcast.
No wonder the outline is in shambles.
We started this podcast to help Flerick learn to read.
And to get better at sports trivia.
Yeah. So unfortunately, guys and gals, he is off the table, and he will no longer be eligible.
Which is a shame. He is a marvelous singer.
Wait, he is?
He has quite the voice.
He does quite well in karaoke.
Is it as good as Takeyasu's? He sings like an angel.
I don't know. We'll have to do more
A
extensive
gigantic
research.
hairy angel with an awesome cherub face.
Anyways, moving on.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. The Tate Gyoji Shikimori
Inosuke.
Shikimori Inosuke The 40th. So he's the guy who got in some trouble last December for kissing an underage Gyoji while drunk. He offered his resignation, and they said they'll wait for like 3 months until they decide what to do. They ended up accepting his resignation, so he is no longer with the Sumo Association.
What if they didn't accept his resignation? Would they just like force him to Gyoji under duress?
Under duress?
Well, yeah, because
he probably wants to keep his job.
He asked for he asked for resignation. So if they like
I
no,
feel
you
like
can't
as
resign.
a 30-year-old man, you should understand like
Don't put extra years on me.
when people ask for your resignation. Like, no, I'm just no. This I don't see it as something that's all that weird. It's just something where it was a scandal. They gave him the chance to not be fired.
Mm-hmm. By the way, I am not 30, ladies.
But you are married,
ladies.
Ladies.
Ryan, did you not? There's that chill in the air. I think it's your wife.
She knows.
She's at home.
She somehow heard that.
She heard this, dude.
She knows what's up.
Anyways,
seriously though, you're almost 30.
Yeah.
Cleric's the closest. Shut up.
Yeah. To put more context to what
I'm
you're...
the youngest one here. Let's move on.
That's actually a pretty good point.
That's also true.
I didn't think about that. That's a good point.
All right, if you guys are done ruining my news section.
I don't think so, but go on.
But now...
Yeah.
But the thing I want to say, like with usually a tate gyoji, the offering resignation is something they do a lot. Apparently, like whenever they kind of make a mistake or they like judge about wrong and it gets overturned, they usually have like a resignation they hand in like all the time. Oh, I'm so ashamed. I'm going to retire.
Must be a pretty crappy job.
Well, that's better than
If you always have like your resignation in your back pocket just in case.
Exactly.
That's better than what it used to be. Because in the old days they had the knives. So if they made too many wrong calls, they killed themselves.
Exactly.
That's fair.
They still have the knife there. It's more symbolic, more than anything of that.
Well,
But
still,
Let's hope it stays symbolic.
I would rather it be a resignation
Yeah.
than a knife across the stomach.
yeah, the top two gyoji take the job very seriously, and obviously he kind of shamed the name of Shikimori Inosuke. So, yep, he's no longer going to be with the association. Moving on, once again, swashbuckling Takanohana is still confusing everyone.
And apparently a pirate now.
Indeed, he is quite the rogue, as people
now
could say.
what do you mean by confusing everyone?
He recently left his own Ichiman.
Wait, what?
So an Ichiman is a group of sumo stables. Usually they kind of group together so they can practice, and also when voting happens, they usually vote the same way and other stuff like that, and they help each other out. He famously actually broke off from his one he used to be a part of, and he created his own Ichiman called Takanohana. But apparently, after all the kind of the shenanigans that happened the last couple months, he actually decided, no, I did too much shame. I'm just going to break off again from my own Ichiman. I'm just going to be independent.
He's going to start his own Ichiman with blackjack and hookers.
Exactly. Maybe. I don't know what he's doing.
And fanny packs.
And fanny packs.
And lots of fanny packs.
It's really confusing. So, yeah. But that's what's happening with him. He's kind of doing his own thing still.
So that will be the third rogue unaffiliated Heya.
I believe so. I think there are 3 independent ones currently.
Indeed.
So he's joining that group. Moving on from that, there was a 7th annual Rikishi popularity poll in Japan. Number 1, no surprises at all, is Kiseno Sato.
I am shocked.
I mean, as a person who doesn't live in Japan, that's kind of surprising.
It's kind of I kind of like it because sometimes it seems like you forget how popular this guy actually is. Like people really really love him.
It's fireworks in my neighborhood. That's the sound Ryan keeps hearing.
Okay.
He's looking up
I'm
randomly at these loud
People
popping noises.
won't hear that, but yeah, there's just popping noises coming
But it is
around
driving Ryan nuts.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my poor puppy.
The sound of freedom.
She's going to live.
And to quickly round that out, second place was Abi. He was really
can see
really
that.
he was really happy about that. And then third place was Endo. So
Okay, now that news is done, let's talk about how confused I am by fireworks a little bit more.
No, I think we're good for now.
All right, in that case, we're going to head to break real quick. We'll be back.
hey there, Kiseno Sato.
Oh, hi, Endo. How is it going?
Good. And you?
Good. And you?
I am good. Say, Kiseno Sato, have you ever heard about the new Kokuki-Con Premium membership? It is a great way to get the most out of your visit to the Basho.
Wow, that is so interesting. What kind of benefits come with the Kokugi-Con Premium membership?
I am glad you asked, Kiseno Sato. For starters, Kokuki-Con members get to meet the Rikishi, and at the end of the day, several of your favorite Megashira would be forced volunteering to stick around for autographs and snacks.
Wow.
Members will get a special seat cushion replacement service for after the match where they feel like throwing their pillow.
Wow. But, Endo, aren't the pillows only thrown after Kinboshi wins?
Not anymore. Kokugi-Con Premium members can throw as many pillows as they like.
Wow. Sounds like they are getting the real Kinboshi with this deal. Ha ha ha.
Yes, that is right, Kiseno Sato. And if they sign up today with the promotional code Grand Sumo Breakdown, they can get even a free ride to their seat in the comically huge wheelchair.
Wow, what a bonus. I know I'll be telling all of my fans to sign up for the Kokugi-Con Premium membership, and I will gambarize to show my best sumo for them. Endo, how can our fans sign up for this amazing deal?
Good question, Kiseno Sato. You should tell them to call 805-613-SUMO. That is 805-613-7866. The Kokugi-Con Premium membership. Sign up today. Hakioi.
Welcome back to Grand Sumo Breakdown. And I'm just going to go completely off script here. Our buddy Mac is getting married at the end of this month. And in order to punish him for doing that, it is quiz time.
Why am I getting punished?
This will probably be just as awkward as that Kokugi-Con Premium membership commercial. That
Stay
was
tuned.
something.
So, Mac, this first
Yes.
marriage quiz that you have to go through
All right.
is testing your knowledge of wedding songs.
Oh.
So, question number 1. Finish the lyric to the most popular wedding song in our state, Iowa, per Spotify. Thinking Out Loud by Ed Sheeran. So, honey, now, take me into your loving arms. Kiss me under the light of 1,000 stars. Place your head on my beating heart. I'm thinking out loud.
We find love wherever we are.
That is very so close, but I'm not going to give it to you. Maybe we found love right where we are.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
that was
actually kind of close.
way closer than I was going to get.
Number 2, and seeing as Mac and I were singing this song earlier today, I think it's a very good chance that he gets this one right. What popular first dance song contains the lyrics, "Take my hand, take my whole life too"? Hint, it's the song my wife walked down the aisle to.
But I can't help falling in love with you.
Oh, Mac.
I think
That's
the eye
entirely
contact
wrong.
there was way better than the actual singing.
That was so sweet. Thank you. Oh, but that is correct. Yes.
What were we doing? I'm distracted.
All right. Finish the lyric to the popular father-daughter dance song, "I Hope You Dance" by Leanne Womack. I hope you still feel small when you stand beside the ocean. Whenever one door closes, I hope one more opens. Promise me that you'll give faith a fighting chance.
And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you
He's going to finish the song now, isn't he?
Okay, that is correct. You did it right. Good job, Mac. Moving on. Yeah. Another easy one, because I forgot Mac is really good at stupid stuff like this.
Thank you.
He truly is the best of us.
Which artist sings the popular mother-son dance song, "What a Wonderful World"? If you don't get this, I'd be shocked.
Uh-oh.
Really?
This is the one?
This is the one.
This is the one that
This
causes
is the
you
one.
trouble.
This is the one I don't know.
I'll give you a hint.
Louis Armstrong?
He doesn't need... Yes, it's Louis Armstrong.
That was a good hint, Ryan.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was I not supposed to know that?
So now at the altar, when the priest asks you these songs, you will know.
No, I will flip out.
All right. And then the last question. I'm going to need clarification from Jake on this, but what was the last song played at Jake's wedding?
Okay. I know this one.
We Are Family.
Wrong.
I believe it was Piano Man.
Doggone it was.
Boom. Ryan steals the marriage. He gets your
Boom.
wife now.
Hey! You give me my wife back.
You can gain her back with this bonus question. Was everyone wearing pants at the finale of Piano Man?
No.
That is correct.
I do remember
That is correct, and I shall never forget it.
Was
Nor
Flerick
shall
wearing pants at the end of that song? Was Flerick sober enough to remember if he was wearing pants at the end of that song?
Flerick and
Maybe.
I are probably the two least reliable sources on that for my wedding.
Yeah,
I know
Flerick-
at your wedding, everyone's pants stayed on.
Yes, that is correct.
So
Gabby insisted.
take that how you will. For which one was the better party?
A bonus fun fact here. Fleric woke up at an IHOP after Jake's wedding with no knowledge of how he got there.
We found him at the IHOP several blocks away.
Just coincidentally,
Just
because Mac
slumped.
happened to be going to eat breakfast.
What my future wife-to-be was like, I'm hungry. I want pancakes. So we went by the IHOP. Who do we see slumped over inside the IHOP?
You know,
Fleric.
That was
think
just
that-
me looking out for myself.
I think
knew I'd
he
be
knew.
hungry.
He knows you, and he knows Carolyn. I think he knew that you would be there for him in the morning.
Well, we immediately got him a coffee and said, guys, we found Fleric.
Yep, because we were a little bit worried.
So were we.
All right, let's move on to the actual sumo podcast. Mac did better than he should have, which makes me mad. I'll try harder next time, I swear.
I got 3.5 points. I feel so proud of myself.
They do not go to your prediction series total.
Correct. You have to start from
It's true.
scratch.
It's
And
true.
speaking of prediction series, the world ended, the apocalypse happened, the rapture and everything, because Mac won the last prediction series. And
The rapture, and yet we're still here.
Did I enrapture you?
I don't think anybody's surprised by that.
No, that's fair.
Yeah. And Fleric lost. And so
Boo.
since Fleric lost, he gets the first chance to pick the Yusho winner.
Heck yeah. All right, I am going to go with... Oh, apparently I put down Hakuho.
Apparently.
I'm actually going to amend that and
I'm
say
looking at his
Kakuryu.
notes, and it says Hakuho question mark?
Are you looking at his notes?
Yes.
All right.
If he's going to leave them open right there.
All
All
right.
right, Kakuryu, final answer.
All right.
What? I already typed in Hakuho.
Uh-oh.
He changed it
I
to...
I believe in you.
Okay. I can spell check this. I can do it.
You just changed an H to a K.
Yeah. Okay. I made it.
All right.
We got through this. I am picking Hakuho if Fleric is not going to.
All right.
That
And
gives it to Ryan.
with them, I'm going to go with the only Ozeki that I think has a shot this basho, and that is Tochinoshin.
All right, Mac, who do you got?
Who'd you think
Well,
I was going to go
would-
with? Goedo?
I was hoping you'd go with Goedo. So I went with
No.
Goedo last time, and that was the one category I did not get any points in. So I think
You
this
picked
time
Goedo for the
around-
U show and you didn't get any points?
How weird.
Amazing, right? Actually, I need to let me pull the list back up here.
Jesus,
One
people.
second.
It's not like we're just starting this now.
That's true. I'm
You had a whole embarrassing wedding
I'm
song
kidding.
quiz.
I'm kidding. Mitaki Yumi.
Ooh.
All right. You think it's going to be such a poorly sumoed basho that 9 and 6 is good enough to win the U show?
No, I think Mitaki Yumi is just going to set the world on fire.
When has that ever panned out for anybody who said that on every single
am
preview episode?
I believe.
You know, I honestly do think it'll happen someday. But it is not this day.
No.
this day.
All right, Jake, who is you're going to be? June U show, Jake.
This time, I'm going to take Kakadu.
Ooh.
And
And-
that's because our rules give a half a point if your U-Show or June U-Show winner wins the opposite.
Correct.
We still
With the-
get a little bit of credit for it. So
Playing
I
the
think
game.
Hakuho and Kakadu, between the two of them, I think they can do at least one of these slots.
Yeah, so I will take Hakuho. And Jake, I want to question why everybody has a lowercase first name when you're writing down who everybody's picking, except for Tochinoshin. Thank you.
Oddly enough, I picked Tochinoshin for Junior Show.
I fixed it for you, Ryan. I
Fleric-
promise I will never capitalize that again. Fleric, June U-Show.
I'm going to regret this, but I'm going to go with Goedo.
And regret it, you will.
Indeed. I will say, I think of all the Ozeki who would do well, I think he's going to do well. I think he's going to at least get Makikoshi. I mean, he could run away with it as well.
Kachi.
Kachikoshi.
There it is.
No, we
You're giving me like this look of
Fleric's-
disbelief.
Fleric's podcast ability right now is about on par with Goedo's sumo ability.
we are
It's questionable
assuming,
at best.
We're assuming he will get a Makikoshi. It will be amazing if he gets a Kachikoshi.
Fleric was solid in the first half, but he's completely crumbled in the second half of this podcast.
Yeah, post-commercial Fleric is like second week Goedo.
Exactly. He's great at just kind of like confusing us and like doing what we don't expect. That means he's going to do well.
But I've expected him to do like kind of average to poorly in the past few basho.
Yeah, but not this Basho.
So, Ryan, it is your pick.
Oh no show for special prize.
For special prize, Ryan is going to take Oh No Show.
I'm gonna double down and say Mitaki Yumi.
Ooh, that's dangerous.
I like to live
Dangerous,
dangerously.
but it could pay off. He is the most recent winner, so that's something.
That's fair. He's also the 3-time loser.
and
That's
you've
also
enjoyed all
exactly
of
as
them.
fair. Yeah, actually, yeah.
See,
They've
I
been
don't know. The
pretty
haiku
awesome.
one was rough.
I don't know. I think it was just right.
Fleric, special prize.
All right, I'm going to go with Abi.
Ooh. Trust in the Abinator.
Yeah, he'd have to.
That's a new name.
He'd have to get at least a handful of wins more than he did, even though he's facing most of the same guys. I am going to go with Asano Yama. I think Asano Yama is at a rank where he's got more talent than that rank would indicate. So I think he's going to blow him out of the water.
At what point do we give up on Asano Yama? He really only had that first Basho where he did really well and got the special prize. Ever since then, he's been kind of disappointing and just been in that kind of around the teens ranking.
Yeah, I don't know. He's one of those guys that it's more potential than it is actual results so far.
Yeah, I know he's been fighting a couple of injuries, but one of us picks Asano Yama to do well every single Basho, and it just really hasn't panned out for a while.
Well, then I'm going to learn from history and decide that this is his moment.
Unlike Mitake Yumi.
No, I want Mitake Yumi.
All right, so the next category is pick who is going to get a Kinboshi and who will they beat.
I am actually going to go with a recent Kinboshi winner. He got his Kinboshi in the last one against the legendary Hakuho, Abi.
And who is he going to beat for the
this
tiebreaker
time,
point?
I'm going to say Kakuryu.
Kakuryu.
He's gotten Hakuho. Now I think he's going to be hungry for Kakuryu.
Next up, we got Fleric.
I'm going to go with Takakeisho.
Damn you.
Who'd that come from?
Ryan.
Okay. That's good to know.
Who do you think Takakeisho is going to beat?
That's a good question. I'm going to go with actually Hakuho.
Ooh.
I think
bold
he's
move,
been giving out more and more Kinboshi. It's going to happen again.
All right. I am going to pick Koto Shogiku.
Oh, good. That takes one person. I have no idea.
And I think that Koto Shogiku is going to get a win. Ooh, this could come back to bite me, but I'm going to go with Hakuho.
I could be remembering completely wrong, but I believe Shodai was tantalizingly close to beating Kakuryu, or he just got completely and utterly dominated by Kakuryu. Nonetheless, Shodai over Kakuryu.
He is a solid performer. I'll give him that.
He is Maegashira 1. We haven't really touched too much on Shodai and Koto Shogiku. While we've just mentioned both of them, how do we think that those guys are going to do at Maegashira 1?
So Kisen Osato went against Shodai a couple days ago. He went 11-0. Shodai lost them all.
Shodai's lulling him into a false sense of security.
Oh, dear.
Well, once again, that's just training. It's you only take it with a grain of salt.
Exactly.
But that's the only info we have right now.
Goedo looks good in training, so what does that really say?
That's a really good point.
He's an Ozeki. How are we allowed to just continuously bash him like that?
Yeah, why is he always the butt of the joke?
Maybe he should
Because he
actually be
usually
good
is.
someday. Except for that one time he was really good and got his Zensho Yusha.
That part was pretty good.
Don't worry about that.
What's going on now? Fleric, Kachikoshi at Maegashira rank 9 or below.
Ooh, okay. I am going to go with Onosho. He is going to shoot up the Bansuke.
Good pick. Took the top one off of my list here.
Jake's going to double down on Asano Yama here.
No, I'm going to hedge my bets and say Hokuto Fuji.
Ooh. Okay, good. That takes the pressure away from me from having to pick him.
You were going to, weren't you?
Oh, I was close.
All right, who you got?
That's a very good question. I prepared like 0 for this.
I didn't think about that. I just thought about...
I'm going to go with Ryuden.
You son of a...
All right.
If I can't have my favorite, you can't have yours, Mac.
All right,
well-
who is next on your list after that one, Mac?
My spirit animal.
The spirit animal. Who could that
The spirit
be?
animal of the podcast. The one and only Chiyomaru.
The round one.
The round one, indeed. With such an amazing face.
All right, so our final category here is who will get a Makikoshi from the wrestlers ranked Megashira 8 and above. And are we sticking to Megashira, or can I pick Sanyaku here?
You've always been allowed to pick Sanyaku.
Yeah,
I picked
anyone's higher.
Chiyotairyu when he was Komosubi.
Okay, well, I'm going to pick Shohozan, and I'm not going to like it because I want him to do well, but I just don't think that it's going to last.
Oh, you fool. Chiyo no Kuni was right there for the taking. He never does good in the zone of death. Chiyo no Kuni.
Oh, okay, I wasn't sure that was clear. All right, Mac.
Another guy that hasn't done well in the zone of death, Koto Shogiku.
I mean, he is a former very long-time Ozeki.
Like, really long time.
Really long
Also won a Yusha.
ago. Long time ago.
Damn. Good.
That's fair.
Yeah, good point.
I mean, I don't think he's going to do all that great, so it's not a bad pick. I'm just pointing out he was an Ozeki.
Well, you already took Shohozan and Chiyokuni, which is exactly who I had.
All right, final pick, Fleric.
I'm going to go with Endo.
Really?
Oh.
Yep.
What's the shade for Endo?
Well, yeah. Do you think he's not fully recovered?
I just we haven't heard anything that I can hear, but I just never really believed in the guy. So
wow,
I think he's going to continue.
Besides
to
that
fall.
injury, he had a good 4 straight basho to get to the Komosubi rank.
That he did, and then he got injured, and even despite that, his sumo is just kind of. Well, I guess he actually put up some good matches. It mostly just comes down to gut feeling. I just don't really believe in the guy.
Last gut feeling Fleric had was Hakuho pulling out.
Uh-oh.
So I'm a little worried.
I should have listened.
This
here.
could be the second, one of the 2 times per day that the broken clock is correct, though. So it has happened.
Yeah.
Wait,
it wouldn't be the weirdest prediction of Fleric's that came through.
So are we going to call Fleric the broken clock?
It's as good a nickname as
I
any,
like
right?
it. I like it. He is pretty much late to all of our get-together.
That's a good
actually
point.
a good point.
It does have a dual meaning there.
Anyways, what were we talking about next?
You have to draw the punishment out of the Bolo punishments.
Okay.
And just real quick, our fantasy contest to join us, which was won by a fellow named Brett, was to send us your punishment ideas for us to use on this podcast. And his idea was for us to have the winner select a rikshi for the loser to write a nursery rhyme for, in the style of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, or the cow jumped over the moon, or something like that. And so we really enjoyed that idea, and so Brett was with our fantasy, and that has been added to our Bowl O punishments, along with a couple others that we liked that were suggested.
We'd like to thank everybody for submitting their punishment ideas. It was
Some
really
very good
fun
ideas.
just reading all of them and discussing all of them. That could be fun. Oh, God, no, that would be horrible.
Keep
Yes, put
listening,
it
and
in.
we might use your idea sometime in the near future. So-
Absolutely.
We got
Fleric.
some cool pictures. One of them that wouldn't work out was somebody suggested that the loser has to fold all of the banskes that are sent to a heya, which, we don't really get those. But they sent a picture of the rikishi folding them, and there's hundreds of them.
Yeah.
we
sure
could
they're
just make the loser just fold papers throughout the
for the entire
thing.
episode.
Yeah. It wouldn't be very fun to listen to, but it'd be fun for us.
It'd be fun to listen to them complain.
Yeah,
My fingers hurt. Wait, what am I saying? It could be me.
it probably will be.
Don't say that.
All right, Fleric,
Fleric, pick the bunch.
choose the punishment.
All right. I'm going to choose a nursery rhyme one because I'm pretty sure that's what we agreed to before.
Fleric, you've ruined the illusion.
This is what we talked about. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
To be fair, he did follow direction.
He did. That is true.
Exactly.
We picked from a random selection of the one that we wanted to do.
Yeah, and
Which, normally we don't do, but this is
Yes.
such a good one. I think it's going to be a fun time.
they
Absolutely.
have all been random leading up to this, and people could have gone on believing that they were all 100% random,
Yeah.
but Fleric just doesn't care. Second half podcast Fleric just letting all the secrets fly. So if you want to join us in sending some of your predictions, you can do that on Twitter, email, voicemail, whatever kind of mail suits you best. But let's just go to fun facts, which apparently Jake needed to edit a little bit.
What?
Because I kind of called you out on that Ura bullcrap fun fact that you had planned.
Oh, yeah. No, I totally blew that one. But for this time around, I thought it would be interesting since we did a whole lot of research for our Americans in Sumo episode that you should also check out. But we learned a little bit about Konishiki, a Hawaiian wrestler who made it all the way up to Ozeki, and he weighed 287 kilograms. That is hilariously huge. I believe the joke I used in that episode was he weighs as much as Arawashi with Chiyoshoma on his shoulders, and also he's holding a 15-pound weight in each hand because that is how enormous he was. But that inspired me to look up the biggest sumo wrestlers of all time. And so I found out Konishiki is not the biggest sumo wrestler of all time.
You said 287 kilos?
Yes.
633 pounds.
Good
Yep.
Lord.
Almost as much as the entire GSB crew.
Almost.
Not quite. Not quite.
I've been losing weight.
Another not enough because
Aw.
we're still heavier than Konishiki.
I'm working on this.
But no, 287, that was not the biggest ever Rikishi. The biggest ever goes to Aurora. He is a Russian wrestler who is still currently active. He's 35 years old, so you got to think that somebody that huge is, the injuries have to be piling up. I can't imagine him sticking around forever. But he beat Konishiki by 1 kilo. 288.
635 pounds.
Yep. So Aurora, active wrestler and biggest ever.
What rank is he?
I believe he is a Makushita wrestler. I don't have his. Well, I can just bring it up here. But yeah, in the meantime, I'll also go through a couple of the others on the list. Joni Don 35 is where Aurora's at.
So not even close to Makushita.
No, but maybe he's been there before. I don't know. It's just what I had in my head. So what? I've screwed up 2 fun facts this time. Whatever. I do what I want. So some of the other biggest wrestlers ever. Yamamoto Yama, who now goes by just Yama. He works with USA Sumo. You'll see him on TV. He was on YouTube Good Mythical Morning this year. He topped out at 265 kilos. That's 584 pounds. But he ended up retiring from Pro Sumo in 2011.
For reasons.
For reasons.
That may or may not have been covered in a previous bonus episode.
Match fixing.
That's the one.
Dang it, Flair!
You nailed it.
I don't know why we're being so quiet about that.
Why would we?
Why?
Whatever. After him is another currently active wrestler named Kenho. Kenho.
No, Enho's tiny.
Kenho is like 2 or 3 Enhos. Kenho weighs 245 kilos or 540 pounds.
If you're just going to read the pounds, why am I even doing the conversions?
Yeah, I don't know. Put the calculator away. Don't steal my thunder here. But yeah, so I just took a quick look out of on the top 10. So out of the top 10, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them are not Japanese. So
Top 10 active or top 10 all time?
top 10 all time. So out of those, only 5 of them are actually Japanese wrestlers. So it kind of, it's some data behind the stereotype that the foreigners are the huge guys. But yeah, so
right now, Ichinojo, Aoyama, those are probably the 2 biggest guys, both foreigners.
Gagamaru's another huge guy in Juryo right now.
That being said, Kisano Sato is not a spring chicken himself.
Yeah, but he's not 200 kilos.
That's fair.
So
He's not?
what was kind of interesting, though, we can find out how much Kisano Sato weighs pretty easily if I just stall for time for like 2 seconds while this loads, and I found out that I already knew that Kisano Sato weighs 177.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Actually, that's from like 2013. That's the most recent weight they
It's
have
only
on him.
390 pounds.
Oh, yeah, that's no big deal.
Good thing I kept my calculator open.
Yeah, quick work. Well done. But what I thought was kind of interesting is of the top 6 of all time, 3 of them are still active. So that it just kind of goes to show that it's the sport is still trending in that direction. Is bigger and bigger wrestlers. Also in the top 10 are guys that you might know: Musashi Maru and Akebono, 2 Americans, and Ichinojo clocks in at 11th of all time at 225.
The
kilos.
Mongolian Menace isn't even top 10?
Current
Wow.
heaviest in Maegashira?
He is the current
Or
exactly.
Makauchi?
Yeah, he is the current heaviest. Aurora, Kenho, Kaino Waka, Tokushinho, Maeda. These are some of the other guys that are active right now, and yeah, none of those guys are in Makauchi. The next highest guy you might recognize from Makauchi would be Kaisei at 21 heaviest of all time. But yeah, so that's all I got. I thought it was a fun little side gig to look into the biggest wrestlers of all time. Flerick, I think you've got some fun facts for us this time too.
That I do.
That'll be an excellent excuse for me to go get my dog to shut up.
All right.
But I love your dog.
Log on.
Might have to post a picture of Bubbles on Twitter to shame her, much like we did my dog Piper a few months ago.
It's one thing dogs know is shame.
Yeah.
Anyways, so the fun fact I have has to do with a festival called Tanabata. It's kind of a star festival tradition that actually is happening. It's actually happening on this Saturday, coming up the day before the Basho. And kind of one of the things they do is people kind of make a wish and they hang it on a piece of paper from bamboo, and they either set it afloat or they burn it on the day as well. Apparently the Rikishi did this all kind of before, and what they kind of want to hope for, wish for this year. And so we have a couple of those right here. One of them is we have Chiyo no Kuni's wish was to advance to Sanyaku. Kind of boring. Shodai's wish.
It better have been get a Kinboshi over Kakuryu.
I think he said no Kinboshi because Ryan is terrible.
He knows me.
Yeah, not well.
Not well.
He's heard only bad things.
He's heard of me, though.
Yeah. So moving on, we have Shodai. his wish was I want a watch.
Well, that's simple.
I could send him my watch as long as he returns me a Kinboshi.
You could
Wait,
make his
hold it.
wish come true, you mean?
I could, and then he'll know me in good terms.
Exactly. That would be, okay, I'll get a Kimboshi now. Before I haven't been trying. Moving on, we have Sokokurai. His wish was for my injuries to heal. I think he's still nursing like a foot injury. Diamami's wish was I want brand new kneecaps. So his knees are not doing very well at all. Moving on from that, we have Asasoyama was to get double-digit wins.
Asanoyama?
Asanoyama?
Asanoyama. That's what I said.
Okay.
Right?
You said Asasoyama. Once again, the second half lyrics strikes again.
Soy bueno, E2? I digress.
Estoy bien.
Who messed with the settings?
Okay.
Oh my God! Continue.
Oh yeah. Chiyotaru, his was I need money. We have Ishiro says I want to make one more child. So and we have Tochinoshin. He said he wants the Yusho. So I think it's kind of funny. People are some a little bit serious, but definitely some are definitely kind of taking it lightly.
So it sounds like two
having a
guys
fun
have the
time.
eye on the prize, and Shodai wants a watch.
Yeah, like we said, Shodai's taking it seriously.
Exactly. The other fun fact I have to do with all the Chiyos we have in this basho. I took a count. We actually have between the Sekitori of Makuuchi and Juryo, we have six Rikshi who have the beginning of Chiyo in their name. And so that is Chiyotaru, Chiyoshoma, Chiyomaru, Chiyo no Kuni, and then Juryo you have Chiyo no, and then we have Chiyo no Umi as well. And in their stable, that's 6 out of 13 Rikshi are actually in Sekitori.
Holy crap.
Fairly impressive.
That stable is kicking butt.
Might have a couple of Chios to add to our law firm.
Yeah.
I mean, they might have
Our sponsors'
Yes,
law
our
firm.
sponsors' law firm in the near future.
And I think Chiyo no O used to be just Chiyo O, and I think he made Makuuchi once. I seem to remember seeing one basho where there was like way too many Chiyos. Oh well.
I mean, that's currently.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all the time.
I think I finally figured out. I actually do. I have all the Chios separated. I just need to work on the Dais. Daisho, Diamami, and probably the couple others.
I think
that are in there.
Daisho and Daishomaru are the ones that run together for me.
Those are the
There
two.
you
I
go.
definitely can't tell them apart by their face.
Yeah.
For sure. You're entirely correct. He used to be Chiyo, and like he was lost in Makuuchi in the beginning of last year.
Gotcha.
All right. I think that wraps up fun facts. So let's head over to Jake for fantasy and Elo.
These are still fun too, though. Definitely less so. As we mentioned before, we got a new fantasy guest who helped us out with the nursery rhyme idea here. But in our Elo rankings, just a quick recap of these. This is kind of like just a fun little way that we made a numerical way to analyze everybody's performance. It gives every wrestler a score, and if you win, you get more points. If you lose points. And the amount you win or lose is based on how unexpected that is. So if Abi beats Hakuho, he's going to get a whole bunch of points. But if Hakuho beats Abi like he's supposed to, he'll only get a couple points. So we've been maintaining this for a little over a year now, and the current front runner is Kakuryu. He's at 1117. That is in reference to number 1000 being about an average Makuuchi wrestler. So somebody who's in Megashira 7, 8, 9, somewhere in there. That's who you'd be expecting to be at about 1,000 or so. So 1117 is our current high score with Kakuryu. That's because he's got those 2 Yusho in a row. He's on the hottest streak out of everybody right now. Right behind him are Tochinoshin, Takayasu, and Hakuho, all in the upper 1000s, but none of them quite at that 1100 mark. So Tochinoshin, Takayasu, Hakuho, of course, they all have a lot of history. And Tochinoshin in particular is on a hot streak right now.
I think it's very interesting how the Elo kind of represents my thoughts. I think other people's thoughts as well. Kakuryu is kind of the favorite coming into this. And it looks like, according to the last couple of bouts, Kakuryu and Tochinoshin actually outperformed Hakuho.
Yeah, exactly. They have more wins and they have more they have fewer losses that were big upsets.
Yeah.
Hakuho also had that basho where he sat out most of it, or if not all of it, so that
Right.
still affecting him.
So yeah, when you sit out, you don't gain points, you don't lose points, except for in between bashos, we do a little bit of a correction. So if you're not wrestling at all, you'll just regress to that 1,000 mark. So that's kind of been Kisano Sato in particular has regressed all the way down to 1,000 because of all of his time off. But anyways, some of the there were only a couple things that were kind of funky that I saw while I was setting this up for this basho. You know, when we're midway, when we're at the end of it, there's a lot more interesting stuff going on. But I thought it was kind of interesting that Hokuto Fuji had a ranking of 963. That's just a little bit below average, but he's all the way at the bottom of Makuuchi. So somebody down in that range, you'd expect to be under 900. But so that's part of why I picked him in our prediction series. Is I think that he's got a much better score than somebody at his rank should. And like I mentioned, Kisano Sato, he's under 1,000 by a little bit because he had the few losses and then sitting out forever. So I don't know. Those are two guys to watch because their numbers are misleading for where they're actually ranked. But we'll see how that progresses as the tournament goes on.
All right, and we're going to go on to see what everyone is most excited for, and we'll start with Fleric so he has more time to drink his beer and just not podcast anymore.
I really appreciate that, Ryan. Always looking out for me.
What a friend.
Exactly. I think last basho, the thing I was excited for was the return of the Yokozuna to come and dominate and have a nice clash at the end of the whole basho, and that's exactly what we got. So that made me really happy.
It was a great match too.
Mm-hmm.
It was so fantastic. This one, now that the Yokozuna have been back, I'm looking at the young guys. I'm looking at Abi, Takakeisho, and Onosho. I'm looking to them to make some waves and start getting some quality wins and get some Kachikoshis.
And I'm sure we're going to have somebody next. What's the order we're going in?
Literally doesn't matter. I was just waiting for one of you guys to start.
Okay, I'll take
I do
next.
appreciate that you waited for my cue, though. So, yes, I will go with Jake. What are you most excited for?
You're the one who's been bitching the most about the outline.
So I'm like, wait a minute here.
Fine, I'll jump in here, and
Yay.
I'm going to say Ichinojo is got to be top of my list just because I think he's always had a lot of potential, and he got up to Sekiwaki when he was very, very new. But that was actually within 1 year of starting sumo at all. He was at Sekiwaki. That was back in 2014. Since then, he's been up and down. He's never dropped as far as Juryo, but he's never been back up to Sekiwaki for any sustained amount of time. So now with his second tournament up there at that third highest rank, I think he's finally getting his head together and staying healthy enough that I think it's time that he realizes his potential. And I think he's definitely a candidate for the next Ozeki. I think it's if he can pull off another good basho, I think it's time to start that discussion.
Yeah, he kind of reminds. I get the gut feeling of Endo, of where he just kind of keeps on disappointing.
Shh, don't ruin his dreams.
So I get that's cute of you.
Well, here, let me put it this
Larry's
way:
already throwing
he's had
shade on Endo.
injuries. He actually sat out an entire basho in 2016. This is the first time that he's been back to Sanyaku since 2015, when he first had his first stumble in Sanyaku. I think he's right about potentially in his prime here. He's still only 25. I'm hoping this is the time that he turns the corner, but I know that at some time he will turn the corner and be that sustained Sekiwaki, maybe even an Ozeki. I hope it's right now, but I don't know. It's definitely something that I am excited to see.
All right, Mac, what are you most excited for?
There are a couple things I'm excited for. I want to see how well Tochinoshin does. He is brand new Ozeki. I'm really hoping he does well. Hopefully he doesn't end up Kadoban on the next one. That would really suck. But the two things that I'm really excited to find out are, will Abi learn from his mistakes, and will Ryuden get over those black eyes he got with his poor record and start rising back to where he should be? I want to see Abi grow. I always love seeing guys get better, their techniques improve, and learning how to approach their opponents in a different way. I think Abi has the raw potential. I think he has the technique. He just needs to keep refining it, and I want to know if his win against Hakuho, was that a fluke, or can he continue to show us that excellent sumo that we hope he can do? And like Ryuden, again, those big black eyes he got from his terrible record this past Basho, I know he's another guy that has that talent. I want to see if he can recover from that, take his licks, and rise back up.
Yeah. And for me, I'm always going to be excited to see how Onosho, Takakeisho, Hokuto Fuji do. Those guys are my 3 favorite rank and filers, but I think what I'm most excited for are days about 13 through 15. Much like the last Basho, things are probably going to be very much in the air. Don't really know who's going to be coming out with the victory. The last Basho, it could have been Hakuho, Tochinoshin, or Kakadu. Any one of them could have feasibly won it. I think that's just how it's going to be for the foreseeable future. And that was a really exciting end to that Basho because there were matches that mattered on day 15. And so that's what I'm looking forward to, matches that matter on day 15.
And those 3 that you mentioned are all optimistic as far as their health goes coming into this Basho, so we could get a repeat of that awesome drama.
Hopefully, yes. So if you enjoyed this podcast, you can rate us on Apple Podcasts. Please leave us a 5-star review, or you can do that on your favorite podcast listening service.
You can find us on Twitter and on Facebook, Grand Sumo Breakdown.
You can check out our blog, grandsumobreakdown.wordpress.com, for more information on our fantasy and power rankings.
If you have any questions, comments, or corrections, drop us a line at grandsumobreakdown@gmail.com or give us a call at 805-613-7866. That's 805-613-SUMO.
All right, and we will see you guys in about a week and a half for our midway episode. Until then, we'll see you next time. Thank you for listening to Grand Sumo Breakdown. Until next time,
Throw your salt high
and keep moving forward.